Hi, Karen Carreras Hubbard here. I'm here to tell you all about our catalog. It's called a public access catalog, and it is where we index all of the books that are physically in our collection, but we also have indexed our online books. We are now on the HELM system. We used to be on CW Mars, and let me show you how to get to it. You go to the college's library page, and then you go to the Find It box and click Books. And that takes you to the HELM library catalog. As I mentioned, we're no longer on CW Mars. We're now on a system of primarily, well, totally, academic libraries. You could see the other members of the consortium here. They include most of the community colleges and Mass College of Liberal Arts. The reason why it's important to know the other colleges is that eventually you will be able to place holds. You actually could probably place holds with a few of the schools now, or at least during the fall. Because of COVID, there have been some delivery issues. So if you are trying to order a book from another library, do check in with circulation to find out whether or not we're doing that fully yet. But for now, you can at least borrow books from our collection. And in order to borrow books from our collection, I should probably tell you a little bit. The information on that is right under Berkshire. So if you're a student, you could use your library barcode, which is on the back of your student ID, or you could use your student ID number and your date of birth. You may be asked for that. If you are placing a hold, you definitely need the student ID number and your date of birth. If you're a faculty or a staff member, then you need to use your library card. That is going to be your username, and your password is your last name in capital letters, and that would be more for placing a hold or ordering a book from another library, but actually physically borrowing the book, you'll need, if you're a staff or a faculty member, you'll need your library card or ID card. Students can use the ID card as well, but they also can just use the ID number if they need to. Okay, so that explains a little bit about how to actually physically borrow the book in terms of checking it out. How do you find the book on the shelf? Our shelves are located on the ground floor. We have about 50,000 books, which compared to our ebook collection is smaller. Our ebook collection is over 175,000, but we have about 50,000. And we have an excellent collection on the ground floor of the library building. I'm going to do a search, which is how you would find the book. I mean, you could go downstairs and roam around the shelves, but it will take you a while to find what you're looking for doing it that way. Instead, it's much easier to just go ahead and do a search in the catalog. I'm going to type in here railroad engineering, and I'm going to click go. And it's a little slow, but here you are. Okay, so we do still have a few bugs in the system, and I'm going to demonstrate what works and what doesn't, so at least you are prepared in the event you run into a bug. When you do your search, you'll wind up with a result list. Many times there's an image of the book, title of the book. It'll tell you in what format it's on. So if you see online, which we have Berkshire Community College 2 online, that means it is probably an ebook, or it will be an ebook. I'm going to go ahead and click on the title, and when I do that and I scroll down, there's a description of the book or summary, and here are the 2 online versions of this book. So first, the problem. I'm going to go ahead and click the first one, and that takes me to EBSCO's ebooks. We're having a little bit of an issue with them in that when they remove books, and they do that frequently, it doesn't come out of our catalog right away. It's not something we can control. There's something like a 6-month to a 1-year lag. So if you see this as a result, then we don't have it. So just know that off the bat, and you want to go back to the catalog, and if you see another choice, click that. In this case, there are 2 ebooks, and this one is taking me to eBook Central, which I guess I have to re-sign in to get in. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I didn't have to re-sign in. Sometimes what will happen is if you are on eBook Central and then you walk away, it may log you out and you'll have to re-log in, but in this case it did put me right back in. Okay, so this is the ebook, and this is an electronic book. It's not in our physical collection. I can read it online. I could download it for 21 days. If I decide to read it online, I could turn the pages just clicking like that. I could put it in my bookshelf if I want. The bookshelf is right here. Putting it in the bookshelf, actually, I could do that from the first page right here, add to bookshelf. I'm not going to go into detail about eBook Central. Please look at the other video that discusses that. But you could see we do have ebooks, and they're very, very convenient, especially these days, in that you don't have to come to the library to read the book. I'm going to go back to my result list. So we've looked at a problem, which was the ebook, the EBSCO ebooks, and we looked at an ebook that works with eBook Central. I'm going to continue down. Here's another one. I know this is eBook Central because I tried it before, and it says, you know, BCC. It tells you the other libraries it's in, but if you click it, it will default to our collection because we are searching our collection. Here's one that's a video. So we do have videos as well that show up in here. This is Films on Demand, and if I go ahead and I click on this, it will take me to Films on Demand. Again, it's on battlefield engineering, but I guess it's railroads and battlefield engineering. Again, this is I have another video on Films on Demand. You might want to take a look at that, but you can watch the video. If you click on transcript, you can click on that, and it'll, as the video plays, you'll see the transcript, and you can even cite your sources. The sources, you just click cite, and it gives you a choice of APA, MLA, Chicago Turabian. That's usually used for history. And I can go back to my search list here, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to continue down. We will get to a real book in a few minutes here. So I'm going to continue down, and I know there was one in particular that I wanted to take you to. This one right here. So this is Stephen E. Ambrose, Nothing Like It in the World, The Men Who Built the Transcontinental Railroad. This happens to be a print book, and how I can tell is it's giving me call numbers. And it says right here, format print. So if I go ahead and click on that, there's the book. The location is TF23.A48 2000. So a little bit about call numbers. The TF stands for the subject heading, where this is located in our library. We use the Library of Congress subject headings. It's an A to Z system. The engineering and technology is under T, which is why it's TF. 23 would be the location of this specific subject heading. And what's interesting, if I go to browse the shelf, you will see all the books that are near it. So you don't even have to be physically in the library to see that the book next to it on the shelf is Remote Sensing and its application to highway engineering, and the book on the right of it, and I guess this starts the railroad collection, is All Aboard, and then there's another one, the North American Railroad, and you can see that TF must be railroads because this looks like it's highways, TE. And then you can see the numbers. That A stands for the author's last name, Ambrose. This book is V36, so probably the author's last name begins with a V. But you could actually browse the shelves, which is sort of cool. If I'm going to actually take this book out, I would want to jot this down on a piece of paper, go downstairs, look for the TF bookcase or T bookcase, and then find this letter and number combination. And because they've given me a picture, I will be able to locate it probably easier on the shelf. I'll have something that at least I know what it looks like. I can also add it to a book bag if I want. I can send it to my device. If I don't want to write it down, I can send it to my iPhone and then go downstairs, and I can have it right on my iPhone. I've emailed it to myself, so I know what it looks like and I know what the call number is. Right here, there's a little line here. Let's see, place a hold. So if this book And even though we have it, but let's say it wasn't on the shelf, if I wanted to place a hold on the book, I would have to log in. And again, logging in, if you're a student, you would use your student ID, and for your password, you'd use your date of birth. If you are faculty and staff, you would use your barcode number. Students can also use their barcode number if they want, and that's on the back of your student ID card. And for faculty, their password is their last name in capital letters, unless they change it. And then I can go ahead and see this book in the other libraries that it belongs to, and I could go ahead and order it. There'll be a little button that says place a hold. So that is how you can order a book. But right now, that is not the full hold. Orderings of holds is not fully working. You may be able to do it from a couple libraries, but I don't believe all of the HELM libraries are loaning books out right now. I'm not sure when that'll start. Hopefully mid-autumn, but that may come and go. So, okay, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. I've sort of showed you how to find the HELM catalog and how to search, and we looked at both ebooks, some of the problems with some of our ebooks. We've looked at how we can find films on demand in this catalog, as well as our print books. Thanks so much, and see you in the library.